Hello from the land of TV, this is King Cool. And welcome to the Toast Reviews. For those of you who don't know how this works, I watch a movie, I put it into the toaster, I talk about it when my toast is done. And today, I felt kind of bad after I couldn't get to watch The Hunt for Red October for Submarine Month. So, for June, we're going to do Alec Baldwin Month, where we dedicate the entire month to the movies of Alec Baldwin. And today in the show, we're going to watch Sub Down, starring Alec Baldwin, Tony Plana's in it, and some other people who I don't know. The kid from Unhappily Ever After is also in it. The elder son, I forget his name, Ryan. I don't know how many of you guys even remember Happily Ever After. And today in the show, we have neutral grain, low fat, Eggo. Here we go. Okay, remember how down Periscope, like they were almost more like a frat that lived undersea? Yeah, the first half hour of this movie is just a lot of them just basically dinking around under this, under the sea. Like, they're about to go down and they're making the dive, and one of the guys on the main deck is sitting there eating M&Ms, and I'm like, don't you want to save your M&Ms until you're out of port? Like you've been out for more than a day, and you're like, you know what I could really go for? M&M. Nom, 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 nom. And they also they have obviously they have a woman on board, and it's like, oh, we're gonna woman something or other. I have apparently recently, women have been allowed to serve on submarines. And I say, good. I mean, I necessarily wouldn't want to be the first woman on a submarine, but Jesus. But the men of our navies should be able to handle that. This movie is very silly. I almost wish that you could somehow combine this and down Periscope to make a truly sincere and utterly senseless naval comedy. Because at the beginning of this, it literally is like a frat house. One of the guys loses his, I think it's porno picture, and someone has blown it up and put it in the mess hall, and it's like, okay. When they're sitting there in their bunks not doing much, they're sitting there reading Car and Driver. It's like, you're in a submarine. Why are you reading about cars? Who gives a shit about cars? You're in a submarine. Or, the fact that at one point, two people actually sit there and play Battleship inside the submarine. And it's like, oh my god, this is so silly. And then they have an underwater collision. They're underneath the ice, because of course, it's the one way you can be like, well, why don't you just go to the surface? It's like, well, there's ice there. So they were doing some sort of thing. The side of the package goes out and says, it's like, oh, the eggheads, played by Alec Baldwin and some of his friends, and the Navy brass, they clash. It's like, they do not clash at all in this movie. They pretty much cooperate 100%. There's really not a lot of conflict. The thing, I wish I still had it. I sent it back after I watched it. The other thing I wish I could show you is, it honestly says in there, it's like, but beware, it's directed by Alan Smithee. And if you guys don't know about that, go look up Alan Smithee. They do things like, they're having trouble getting the sub started, even though it's under the crush depth. It's like, well, these guys staying under crush depth for a long time. So, I wish I had more fun with this movie, but I think someone who loves, schlock more than I do would probably think this movie is a giant, beautiful, sweet peach to just dive right into. But timed that pretty well. See, I'm trying to start a thing where, the first movie of the month is tangentially related to the last movie of last month. So, I'm gonna try to do something like that each month now, if I can come up with a connection. It sort of informed my choice to watch Alec Baldwin movies this month, because I never quite got to The Hunt for Red October. Oh, there's no mutiny in this movie. Thank goodness there's just no mutiny. Which that was I was getting really sick of at this point. It's like there's always a mutiny, and it's always like the captain has something or other. We're gonna use this one thing to say, hey captain, captain, you're not gonna captain anymore. Now someone else is a captain. I'd be like, hey, no, this ain't happening. It's Captain Liam Neeson, I'm gonna have to choke a bitch, whatever the hell he does. Oh, I don't know. But that's pretty much it for today, I think. Jam. So what comes up next on Alec Baldwin Month? Just movies with Alec Baldwin in them, and maybe I'll do one of them. Thank you all for watching. I don't think we're gonna have to crunch the end of this today. Hurry, running out of time. The time is increasing. Thank you all for watching. This is King Cool. Drive home safe.